The Crypto Markets Update is brought to you by KuCoin, the best place to find the next crypto gem.
Well, it looks like everyone's going to be licking their wounds this weekend after suffering the entire month of September. And joining us now to discuss the crypto markets is none other than OANDA Senior Market Analyst for the Americas, Edward Moya. Welcome back, Edward.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being back. We just had this inflation number come in from the Commerce Department, a little bit better than July in the month of August, but it's still not great. What do you think do you think that's going to change anything? We still have most of the markets betting that another, say, 75 basis point increase in the Fed fund rates at most. But do you think we might see anything else more aggressive? We've had so many crazy things happen now. With it going the wrong way, let's say in England, et cetera. So what do you think is going to happen here?
It seems the Hampton selling pressure is going to remain in place. I think that this inflation came in a little bit hotter than expected. It's the Fed's preferred gauge, and I think what you're going to see is there's probably expectations that 75 is probably what they're going to do again in November, and I think the hope is that we'll start to see more parts of the economy slow down. I think right now what we're realizing is that if you take a look at housing, consumers, parts of the economy, that's already weakening, but the service sector has been very strong. So I think the Fed's mission is to remain aggressive, and this is probably why you have so much pessimism on Wall Street. But I think one of the bright spots for crypto is that you're hearing more of the pessimism for equities. I mean, I think the word on the street is that another 10% lower on the S&P 500, 3,300 is where a lot of people are looking interested as far as getting back in. Whereas we're not really hearing how much farther are we going to collapse below the summer lows for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I think there is some optimism that there's an exhaustion on this selling pressure for crypto. And right now it seems like the markets are just focused on all this turmoil globally that risk appetite's going to be very difficult to, I think, come back anytime soon.
Yeah, and I mean, we also have a global geopolitical issues, a couple of them happening right now with the Nord Stream sabotage, and also the annexation of the four areas of Ukraine. And so it looks like that war might continue indefinitely. The thing though with crypto isn't it more of it's right now they might not be necessarily going down further. But could the interest also just be gone because everybody who said, look, I don't want to take any more risk right now. This is just a terrible world. I'm out of here. Has everyone just gone out? Have all the sellers just given up? Or, given that crypto is such a risk-on asset, do you think that you don't seem to think that there are any more sellers to be had? Is that correct?
I think that a lot of the hedge funds that were really trying to deliver the collapse that took it to 10,000 or even lower, they've abandoned ship, and they see so many better opportunities right now with treasury yields. I mean, trading the short end of the curve has been fairly easy. I think you're probably seeing they're focused more so on that part of trading and also in equities. I think you're starting to see more weakness. Companies are announcing layoffs, as you highlighted before with Facebook, and I think you're going to see that's going to be a continuing trend. So as this economy weakens and companies are going to start to slash their outlooks, I think you're looking at a market that's very nervous that fourth quarter earnings are going to be pretty poor. And normally this is, we typically sell in September, and then you get constructive in October, November. But I think right now the pessimism is so strong that the market volatility is going to be there. And crypto, historically it's been the most volatile asset, but right now there are better opportunities elsewhere. And I think that's why the selling pressure is exhausted. And what's positive though is you're still seeing the institutional world is embracing crypto. You have BlackRock still; they're going to go move forward with another ETF, and other. I think you're going to see more financial instruments come about, and the regulation is going to take forever. But I think that you're seeing that there's going to be guidelines that eventually foster growth in the space. And I think right now it's all experiments as far as what's going to work for crypto. But I think there's still optimism that it's still a good long-term bet, and it's so depressed in value right now that it doesn't hurt to hold it right now.
Edward, what would you rather buy right now, the Great British Pound or Bitcoin?
Oh.
That's a great question, and I think that no one has an idea as far as how low the pound can go. I think the calls for parity are elevated, and I mean that would signal another easily 10% weakness there, and I think that the pushback and the ability for the Bank of England to defend the gilt markets is there. The crypto, to defend the pound, though, that's not possible. So I think you're going to see that. I'd be more constructive with Bitcoin than the British pound right now. I think that the short term, the British pound is still very vulnerable here to selling pressure. I think that on any breaks of key technical levels, the momentum trading is going to be extreme. Everyone, I think a lot of traders now, when they first wake up, they're taking a look. What did the government pivot at all, or are they sticking to their guns with this budget plan? And that's going to be the big risk for the British pound. Whereas crypto, I mean, if we see capitulation and we see the pound collapse and equities, then will probably follow. Bitcoin will weaken, but it won't be anywhere near as hurt as badly as those asset classes. So I think right now, long term, you're probably looking at. In 2 years, will the British pound be significantly higher? Yes. I think this mess will be cleared up. Will we see the pound trading probably closer to 110, 120 in that range? Possibly. I think there's a good case that could happen, but it could get very ugly in the short term. And I think for Bitcoin, you're looking at an extended period of consolidation here. So I think short term, I'm supportive.